Alright, so in today's episode I will tell the history or the milestones of my miniature career. I was born in Sweden when I was about 15 years old in the 90s, so I started to get interested in Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer fantasy. This is one of my fantasy armies that I had painted up. Games Workshop decided to end Warhammer Fantasy Battle and replace it with Age of Sigmar eventually. I started to play Warhammer 40,000, and this is some of my Blood Angels models. Yeah, so here you can see some of my Blood Angels army, but this army was just made up for fun. It wasn't that any good in competitive tournaments or stuff like that. So I played a few tournaments in 40k, and I was almost every time dead last. But I enjoyed it. I met a lot of nice people. So yeah. Then I started to experimenting with other races and teams. Here are one of my Pathfinders. And then I eventually moved on to Necrons, trying to build like a old Rust Necron thing. This is my local game shop where I bought all of my games. I was skeptic at first because I really enjoyed the Warhammer fantasy style, so I held off waiting to buy my first Age of Sigmar. Meantime, I loved skateboarding and just riding bikes everywhere. Eventually I crashed and my arm broke. So this is a picture of that. With that, I became very shaky on my hand and a lot of pain afterwards. So I was home from work for about 3 months. In the meantime, I still enjoyed painting models, so I bought the biggest one I could find and started painting again. It took about 80 hours on and off. But this is the final result, so I'm very happy with it. When I went to tournaments, I wanted to have my own touch on my army, so I started to converting stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, now it's like almost every model I convert in some way. I also enjoy playing a lot of other games. I played a lot of Malifaux, so that's like a skirmish game. But the community in Sweden was like really small, so it died out rather quickly. But the game is so fantastic. There's a lot of quirky miniatures and it's smooth gameplay, so I really enjoy that. Otherwise, I played some X-Wing and a lot of different board games. Then Age of Sigmar Champions was released and I fell in love with that card game. But everyone here still plays Magic, so that was a bit hard, so the game died rather quickly there. Here you can see some more of my conversion work. I really enjoy having my own touch of different models. This is what Lord of Change should look like, and this is my take on it. I'm really happy with it, so yeah. Here are some pictures of my Khorne army. Every time I paint a model, I want to be as quick as possible, and I try out a lot of different ways to do it. Everything from airbrush to stippling or washes and contrast paints. Because of the pain in my hand, I don't have any patience or time to sit down and paint for hours and hours in end. So, but I think my models came out pretty good, so let's hear about what you think. Just write a comment if you really enjoy my models. When I'm happy with my paint job, I wanted to take nice photographs of it, so I invested in a light box, but haven't managed the camera yet, so some of the pictures are not that good, but as you can see, it's much better than the kitchen stove. In the future, the content of this channel would be about different board games and miniature games and everything hobby related to painting and making your own stuff, like statues or something like that. So if you got a suggestion, just join my Patreon and you get to decide what I should do in the next episode. The link to my Patreon is in the description. After working like in regular jobs, I decided to start my own company, a bike company with a friend of mine, and it was a bike and skate shop. We supported the local roller derby team and had like workshops for them. And we did everything from building our own bikes to went down to customers and fixed their bikes at home. But then COVID came and we were out of business. To handle that depression, I was skating a lot, which eventually ended up in me breaking my arm. I had 5 surgeries on it, 17 screws, and then with no income, I was risking of being homeless. So I decided that I should sell all my things that had a value. So I started with my hobby. I sold that, and for the whole collection of 20 years I got a few months of rent, so I was in a good way to make it. Also, I got a roommate and I just lived on nothing basically. Eventually Squidmar contacted me because he bought some of my stuff, and he invited me up to north of Sweden to record a video with him. So in that way he gave so much back to me, not only the models but also the will to carry on the hobby. And for that I'm super grateful. It doesn't show in the video because I was really down and had a depression, but the same night I was crying in the bed just because I was so happy that everything was gonna be alright. This is the photo I based my logo off. I created an Instagram page that I share with you guys and all my work, and with that I got new energy to paint more models, and it felt so good, so why not YouTube, I thought. I watched a lot of YouTube in the meantime. Then I didn't play, and yeah, you can see these channels are the biggest inspiration for me to get back into the hobby again. I recommend these channels. I link them in the description below if you want to check them out yourself. If you do, just tell them that I said hi. This is from the latest tournament I was a part of setting up. We had about 50 people in that tournament. After that I started to do commission work. Some of them were successful and some of them weren't successful. So yeah, after that I had a passion and love for the hobby again, so I just started to paint Chaos Space Marines for 40k. And here you can see my setup so far. If you think that I should talk in the next upcoming videos, just give it a like. Otherwise I will go back to my AI support. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think. And also I want to thank my first Patreon ever. Thank you, David Tolke.